I grew up helping out my parents out in the garden. My mother was a great gardener, and so I always was interested in plants. And I can remember, you know, as a kid, I'd have actually have pet plants, and I'd put them in pots and I'd give them names and things like that. So I was always interested in plants. My science teacher had a friend come and talk to us. They were a geneticist, and they talked about this genetics, and I just thought, wow, I'm going to be a scientist. I never knew a scientist. I didn't know anybody who was a scientist. I just thought, this is awesome. A cassava plant is eaten by about 500 million people as their staple, and about 1 billion people eat it every day. The problem is that it also makes cyanide, and if you don't treat it properly, it can become very toxic, and it can cause quite serious neurological diseases, paralysis and so on. So I'm trying to understand why the plant makes it and how things like climate change, drought, temperature and rising carbon dioxide affect the production of cyanide in those plants, with a view to making sure that we have nutritious crops into the future. Because I thought, oh, it'll be easier if it's up here because we're just mucking around while we're waiting for the experiment to get going. I mean, not mucking around. I'm training Amelia in how to use the Lycor 6400 gas exchange machine.
It's gone up a bit.
Oh, that's okay. I think for inside the lab, that's probably reasonable.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a big taro experiment here. It's going to start in about 2 weeks. The Fijian people and the group in Vanuatu are growing the plants up in planting in different locations to get the model of plant growth. And then we've taken all of these plants and a whole lot of cassava, and we grew them at the University of Western Australia at 4 different levels of carbon dioxide. 400 ppm, which is today's air, 500 ppm, which is what it'll be in about 10, 20 years' time, 700, which is hopefully we'll never get there, but in say, 2060, and 900, which is just like completely out there. So we wanted to see what happened to taro. No one's ever done any experiments on it. And we also want to do cassava to try and help build this climate model. And so these are all my samples. So this is my Fijian student's PhD. These are all the cassava, that's the tuber, and we've got leaves and stems and so on. This is just a tiny bit of it. I only brought back some of it, just some of the harvest, and we've been measuring the amount of cyanide in the leaves and in the tubers just to get that compare. We have made fundamental discoveries that are crucial about how carbon dioxide affects the nutritional value of plant, that will affect animal grazing, that will affect crop productivity, that will affect what we eat, protein content, nutritional quality of people in developing countries. We have to wind back the carbon emissions if we're going to be able to maintain and feed the population that we have now in a nutritionally balanced way. At the end of every project you're working on, every little experiment, it's always just another question. I mean, I've got enough questions to work for 50 years, but the answer to everyone leads you to another question. So that's always good science. We'll always do that. Every answer will lead you to another question.